Hello. Okay, so I'm probably going to be doing a challenge that is really quite stupid, but just before I'm about to head overseas. But I am going to be doing a readathon in September, and I wanted to see if I could. I have about a week in September before I fly out, and I wanted to see if I could get my readathon books finished before I do, so that I don't have to worry about it while overseas and like catching up with family and traveling. And so the prompts that are given was just read any book, which is most likely going to be The Woman in the Library by Solari Gentile. I have an audiobook of this, but I'll probably read the physical as well, depending on what I'm feeling. And then there were plenty of options for this book, but I'm going to go with this one, which is read a book set in space. So I'm going to do Project Hail Mary. I'm so glad I have an audiobook for this because this book is ginormous. It's nearly 500 pages. So yeah, I've got an audiobook for this one to help me. But yeah, Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir. And then one of the prompts is read a banned book. And I know that this is a banned graphic novel. And I've thrown a graphic novel in here, so at least it'll be relatively easy to do. And then there was a prompt, the only one of that list I could fill because most of my TBR are still in boxes. But yeah, it was to read a book that was not set in the US or UK. So I'm going to read Green Dot by Madeline Gray because this is set in Australia. And as someone who's from Australia, I can tell you it's not from the US. It's not in the US or the UK. But yeah, so reading 4 books in a week should be doable, but I'm gonna see what happens. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys in September. Bye. Okay, so it's not September yet, but I'm just quickly popping in to add this to the intro. I will also be trying to get my Magical Readathon books done. Now, most of those are audio and ebook, or just repeats of the ones I've already grabbed. So yeah, I will go through those as I do the challenge. But yeah, so the only physical book that I have to hold up for that one is The World's Worst Pets by David Williams. And I will explain more about this as the month begins. Bye! Okay, so it is officially nearly 9 p.m. on the 1st of December. Ignore my torch hat, we'll just put it up here. Anyway, yeah, 1st of September, which is when I'm starting this challenge of finishing my Readathon books before I go on the plane. And I am now halfway through Mouse by Art Spiegelman. You can't see that, but yeah, it's right here. Yeah, and I'm about halfway through. So essentially, this is a fictional. I don't know if it's a fictionalized non-fiction because it's. Yeah, I know it's about the Holocaust, and I think it's a non-fiction because Spiegelman is the name of the family in it. But yeah, I don't want to. Yeah, I think it's meant to be based on a true story. But yeah, I'm not worried about my microphone. Oh well, I think it was loud enough so you could hear me. But yeah, anyway, I am really enjoying this so far. It's quite well done. It's a graphic novel, so it reads quite quickly. But yeah, it is well done. And so I'm making progress on my mission of finishing my Readathon books in a week. I did also start the audiobook for Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead, which hits a magic readathon prompt. Yeah, so this one hits Camp Seasonathon prompt of a banned book. Yeah, and Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead hits a magic readathon prompt of a book that was published in my birth month, no matter what year. Now, my birth month is July, and I found a few that I wanted to read, so I did a poll on Discord, and yeah, Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead was the winner. And yeah, so I don't know what I'm thinking of that so far. I'm about an hour and a bit into the audiobook. But yeah, I feel like I made good progress for one day. I got halfway through a graphic novel, and I made a dent in everyone in this room was having to be dead. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye. It is the 2nd of September, and I have successfully finished my first book, which is Mouse by Art Spiegelman. I really enjoyed this. It's a 4 stars, and that fills my first readathon prompt successfully. This one, I think I'm gonna DNF it. I think it's just a little too kid for me. Like, I love middle grade, but this isn't middle grade. I think this is too. Yeah, I think this is just too like little kid for me. So yeah, this is gonna be a DNF. But I'm still counting it for the readathon prompt because I have nothing else that'll fit, and it did have Descent on it, and I tried it. So. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, this is one of my magical readathon prompts for book with my favourite scent on it. There's a chocolate chip cookie on here. And then there is also honey as well. So both of those work for that prompt. And I will update you when Actually, I think the next book I'm going to start is Green Dot by Madeline Gray. This hits Camp Seasonathon prompt for a book not set in the US or UK. And yeah, it hits the Mystic Readathon prompt of a book with fire on the cover. But yeah, I will give you my thoughts once I've started this. Okay, so it is now the 4th of September, and I have successfully finished another book. It was the audiobook of the second book in the Alcatraz versus the Evil Librarian series, and it was Alcatraz versus the Scrivener's Bones. This one was my readathon prompt for Magical Readathon of... Wait, hold on, let me just check what class it was for. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it's for Spells and Incantations, and it was a 5-star prediction. Yeah, the reason this was a 5-star prediction is because I loved the first one of this series. The first one was a 5-star. And so yeah, obviously I predicted that the second one was going to be a 5-star. It was a 4, but it was still very good. And this is an underrated series of Brandy Sandy's. But yeah, it's hard to explain what this book is about without giving massive spoilers for the first one. But yeah, I would recommend that book. I would recommend this book series. It's so good. And I've also started the audiobook of Foe. Oh wait, no. Sorry, before I move on to that, the Scrivener's Bones also hits the mystical readathon prompt of fire on the cover, because there is fire in the eyes of the skulls on the cover. And this also hits the Seasonathon Academy prompt of a book not set in the US or UK, because they go to Egypt. The library's based in Egypt. So yeah, so it hits a few prompts, and I've successfully finished another one. And now, now I'm starting Foe. So this one is for the Magical Readathon prompt of one of my restoration classes, which is a book with a night sky on the cover. And I haven't really gotten enough into this book yet to be able to tell you anything about what it's about. So I guess I will give you updates once I have any. Bye! Okay, so it is the next day, and I have finished Foe by Ian Reid. All I can say about this book is, what the fuck even was that? Like, my god. Like, I gave it 4 stars. It's well written, but what the fuck was that? I don't even know how to explain this book to you. It was just a mind fuck, that ending. But yeah, it's a 4-star. It's 100% a 4-star. And this ticks off one of my restoration classes, Night Sky on the cover. And yeah, I also ticked it off for Camp Seasonathon, which was read any book and post a review. I posted something about this book, and so that works. But yeah, this book was a mindfuck. But I am on track for finishing them all before I go. Because it's the 5th, and I've already finished about 4 books. So, I'll catch you guys soon. Bye! Okay, so I'm just gonna film this update clip on my phone because I really can't be bothered getting up and getting my big camera. Plus, my cat is asleep with me, and I really don't want to disturb her. So, update. I finished Before You Knew My Name by Jacqueline Bublitz. I thought this book was fine. It ended up being a 3-star. It's essentially about this girl, Ruby, who finds the body of Alice and learns about who she was before her death. So it's not so much who killed her, it was a who was she. But yeah, I really didn't like the characters much in this, and the whole thing was a bit, like, it had potential to be a good story, but the way that it was done, it just could have been done better. So that's it to the 3-star, but it is ticked off for my other restoration class that I needed, which is a book with poisonous plants on the cover. And I'm also still going on Everyone in This Room Will Someday Be Dead. And my thoughts about this book. If I have to hear or be reminded that this woman is a lesbian atheist pretending to be a straight Catholic one more goddamn time. Yeah, so this book's about Gilda, and like I said, she got a job at a church, but everything about her says that that the church will instantly be against her if she tells the truth. So she's basically lying to everyone she works with. And, oh, ignore that noise. It has just started to rain. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about this book, because I find Gilda really annoying. And as someone with anxiety, I know that I have similar feelings, but the way that she does it, I just find Gilda really annoying. And the fact that this book constantly reminds me that she is a lesbian atheist. It's like YA authors usually think that means stupid and they can't remember simple facts. But yeah, I will update you more once I have more to say. Right, bye. It's me for my phone again. So, I am in with an update. I have decided to DNF one of my books for the Magical Readathon, and instead I've picked up Throne of Glass to fill that class. So, I will keep you updated with my thoughts on that. But I've also decided to DNF Green Dot by Madeline Gray. It's just not for me. It's a lot of, like, mundane... Yeah. It's a lot of, like, mundane stuff. It gives me, like, sort of Bridget Jones' Diary vibes. And I wasn't the biggest fan of that book either. But yeah, it's just something that's not drawing me into this, so I think I'm going to DNF this. But I'm still going to submit it and count it for the Readathon prompt that I was doing. Yeah, and so that basically means that if I finish Throne of Glass, then I have successfully completed all my Readathon prompts in this week. So, I will keep you posted. Okay, hi. So, I don't know what date it was when I last picked up this camera, but I have... Okay, I'm gonna try this again. The minute I picked up the camera, my brother came outside to hang out there washing. So, let's try this again. It's been a couple of days since I picked up the camera, I think. I DNF'd a fair amount of my books. Like I said, I DNF'd Everyone in the Stream Was Now Dead Be Dead. I just found the characters really annoying, and the repetitiveness of the same facts thrown at me. I really found that annoying. And then I got a few pages into one of the prompts, into one of the books I'd chosen for my book with the castle on the cover prompt, and I just couldn't get into it. So I have now picked up Throne of Glass as an audiobook. And yeah, so if I finish this one, then I'll have successfully completed this challenge, and if this video is up, then I completed it. If I fail to complete it, then you're never gonna see, then this whole video is never gonna see light of day. But yeah, so far with Throne of Glass, I am enjoying it, but it's not more than a 3-star because, there's a lot of character building and not much world. Actually, I talked about it on Discord, so let me bring up exactly what I said. So what I said was one of my main issues with this book and with a lot of fantasy is that when there's when it's more character building focused instead of plot driven, I struggle to focus on that. Yeah, so I do admire the world building in this, and so far it's sitting at a 3-star. It'll probably continue to be at a 3-star, but I will finish it. And I will be fair to the series, and I will at least read the second book in this series to see if it's just the first book that I couldn't get into or if it's the series. But I will keep you posted on my final thoughts. Bye. Okay, and I finished it. Wait, hold on. That lighting is shocking. Let's fix that. Much better. Okay, so I have now finished Throne of Glass. I am right, it is sticking at a 3-star, but I will at some point get to the second book, but it might not be high on my priorities of series to continue. But it does mean that I have successfully completed this challenge I set for myself to get my Readathon reads completed before I went to the airport. So, yay. Which means that I can finally pack away my camera for the trip, and I can get this video up before I go. And this is actually the last video that you'll see in this location, because when I get back, the stuff that isn't my trip footage will be in my new place. So I'll catch you guys then. Later.